Before video starts, I request you to like the video and share this video with your family and friends. God instructs us to be careful with our words while we are in the thick of a disagreement. The track of your life is steered by your tongue, which functions as a rudder. It is the enemy's pleasure to incite speech that is not guarded. It is important to keep in mind that pessimism and negativity tend to stifle faith and impede the process that I am doing around you to bring you into favor and blessing. It is fine if this means that you choose to remain silent in response to accusations and criticisms against you. It is possible to draw men's spirits down into hell by using words of doubt and groaning, which work like tentacles of captivity. It is not in my plan for you to do that. I am a loving and benevolent Father and a decent God. If you align your words with that anticipation, you will never be let down by the outcome. In the midst of this season, I am determining the extent of your mortality, for each of your days is a mere fraction of a second when compared to the entirety of eternity. Your investments continue to grow and enlarge beyond the little amount of time that you are physically present on this planet. You are greater than the sum total of your time spent on earth, and the energies of my glory that are available to you are more than sufficient to withstand the attacks that the adversary is launching against you, which come across as comically inadequate. Remain in the stillness of the place. Under no circumstances should you allow the adversary or his allies to deprive you of delight. It is possible that you will shed tears of frustration, yet, in the end, it is my faithfulness that will determine what steps you take next in your life. There is a message from the Father that says, I am your hope, and my ear is open to hear your cry. In the event that close friends and family members withdraw their support, I am always close by as the friend who stays closer than a brother. The traps that folks have set for you are being revealed, and the mischief that they have intended to commit against you will lead them to their own deceptions. You do not need to defend yourself or urge that your voice be heard among males. Neither of these things are necessary. I am with you. I will defend you and I will defend you. I am your defense. If you happen to trip and fall on the way, I will be there to rescue you and bring you to safety. The Father declares that I will suddenly appear in the midst of everything, and that all of the darkness and evil that is chasing after you like a dog will be turned back. Make it your goal to maintain a position of willingness to be corrected, even when you are under a great deal of pressure. There is one thing that you can be certain of, and that is the fact that your adversaries will not show any sign of humility in their pursuit of your life. The secret weapon you possess is humility. Due to the fact that Satan was never humble to begin with, this is the one thing that he is unable to imitate. The fact that he has been a liar from the very beginning ensures that he will lose, whereas your win is a foregone conclusion. No matter how animated your adversaries are or how many people they amass on their side of the debate, it is of no consequence. When you choose a position that is in accordance with my word and my promise, you will be in the majority and will emerge from the other side unharmed and on track to achieve the full and complete fulfillment of your destiny. In today's message, the Father urges us not to let ourselves be sidetracked by the violations of others that go unpunished. Keeping your gaze fixed on me, you should be aware that I hold the power to punish both the wicked and the righteous. Despite the fact that ungodliness appears to be spreading without any hindrance, all of these individuals are like grass. Today is the grass, and tomorrow will be thrown into the fire. Make it your goal to maintain your concentration on your own life and the journey you are taking with me on a daily basis that you are taking. You should continue to put your faith in my ability to provide for you, and you should not ignore the good, for I promise that if you do this, you will be able to live in the country and you will not be displaced. I promise that I will grant you the desires of your heart in proportion to the degree to which you take pleasure in your relationship with me. Although it is a common misconception, I do not fulfill desires but rather just fulfill needs. Reject any and all such notions of my purported unwillingness to make your heart happy and to fulfill you with as many positive things as possible. I am a kind and generous God who provides for those in need. I take great pleasure in adding everything to you on the condition that you prioritize the kingdom in every circumstance. It is important to face the challenges that come your way each day with the determination to devote your way to me and the trust that I will fulfill every promise that I have given to you. The Father adds that you should take comfort in these guarantees and that you should not be concerned about the evil that seems to be rampant in the world around you. Today, the Father declares, I am delivering you from the false mercies of those who are cruel upon you. You should be aware that I have elevated you to a higher level whenever my loving kindness is not present in the interactions that other people have with your life. When you are standing in front of men with your hat in your hand and the door is slammed in your face, you should not be afraid and you should not be confused. My compassion comes to you when everyone else, including your closest friends, has turned their backs on you. Make the conscious decision to avoid becoming hurt or offended in any way. Allow this to serve as a constant reminder to you that you should never put your faith in a guy. Instead of the other way around, you are to put your faith in me and love other people. Take your time. Maintain your state of mind. You should not let your lips to be the source of sin for your flesh. I am with you. There is no way that I will ever abandon you. Keep in mind that during all of his sufferings, Job never made any foolish accusations against me, nor did he ever speak with vain lips against my judgments. You have not been left behind. You are not being played with by me. The first rays of dawn are ready to appear. Having posed the question, God, what are you doing? I don't believe I'll be able to take much more of this. Keep in mind that the only way to enter the kingdom is through suffering and pressure. Bring the pressure up to the peak. Fight the urge to become sidetracked. Because I've been doing this for such a very long time, you shouldn't expect me to do things differently than I have in the past. There is a possibility that your circumstances will leave you without answers, yet I do not lack answers. It is true that I am the answer, and I am the truth that you seek. It is not necessary for you to have any further information. My name is the tower that is both high and strong, and you should run into it. In spite of the fact that other people may be groping like blind men at noon, you have been here before, and things have worked out, haven't they? Nevertheless, deliverance is at hand when you put your trust in me categorically and without any reservations. Following that, the clouds will break apart, and the darkness will disappear. After that, the day star that I am will emerge in your heart, and you will see that I have been working in your best interests from the beginning. Today, the Father states that pride is the only thing that can cause discord and contention. You can put your faith in me to handle all of the legal matters that you are now dealing with. Those who make an effort to undermine you will be met with my fighting. You are not displaying any signs of weakness when you adopt a disposition of serenity. Others may show their teeth and threaten to gnaw you apart limb by limb, but they do not have the last say since they are not in charge of the situation. In the event that someone touches you or interferes in any aspect of your life, they are touching the pupil of my eye, and I will respond accordingly. My response will be to defend you and to preserve you in accordance with the promises that I have made. Your faith in this, as well as your faith in my method. Although my conception of warfare is different from your conception of warfare, the final result is the same. As soon as you are slandered, you should not respond with slander. Choose not to listen to criticism when it is directed toward you. It makes no difference what they say. Who are they, anyhow? The only thing that matters is what I have written down. In front of me, lay out the allegations, and have faith that I will bring the gavel of divine justice down in your favor. The Father instructs you to be gentle. Act in a peaceful manner in everything you do. Send back the accusation for the allegation, or return the railing for the railing. The path that you follow is familiar to me. In the event that you make an effort to take issues into your own hands, I will just wait until you realize that I am capable of handling things much more effectively than you are. Is it not true that my name is Helper? Let me assist you then. When I look at the beginning, I can see the end. It is sufficient to maintain a spirit of humility and to continue walking in love. Moses did not clench his fists in response to opposition, rather, he flattened himself on his face. The earth opened up and engulfed his opponents when he collapsed on his face on the ground. As grass, all flesh is the same, and dust merely produces more dust. I shall take your adversaries to a different location. When I have finished with them, they will not have any time to think about what you are doing since they will be quite busy. It is likely that they will be preoccupied with other concerns. There are times when I will even bless them in the absence of you. Do you agree that I should carry out that task? If you are able to find relief in either condition, what is the difference? To put it another way, this is how I get things done, and as soon as you stop trying to fix problems on your own and start cooperating with what I am doing in your circumstance, you will experience an increase in tranquility, and your sleep will be more pleasant. Let the praise and worship that you offer today be infused with the cleanness that comes from above, as the Father instructs you today. There is a place for the songs that were popular in the past, but I have already placed a new melody in your heart. I made you into a being whose heart and inner core are completely open to music and song to the extent that they can penetrate them. Your very human spirit is a musical instrument that is far more lovely and nuanced than the most delicate refrain on the most exquisite instruments that man can create. Your spirit will vibrate to the frequency of my presence whenever I draw near to you through my presence. In the same way that the doorposts of my throne room vibrate and smoke in response to the sound of my voice, your inner man reverberates in response to the words that I speak. You are able to experience the reverberation of paradise in your heart today. You should never let the discordant sounds of the falling surroundings around you get you down or damper your spirit. This is something you should prevent from happening. It is I who has summoned you to something greater. You are not a creature of the ground, earthy, rather, you are a creature of the heavenly, molded and fashioned to reflect my splendor in ways that even the most senior angel in my encampment may never be able to do. Raise yourself up to your maximum potential. When you open your mouth, sing the songs of the Spirit that have not been composed by human hands and that are not in any meter that can be orchestrated by human instrumentation. You are the source of my greatness. You are the source of it, and it is released from you into the environment around you. This is the place from which the joy that is my kingdom and the peace that is my kingdom originate, and it is the complete portion provided to you by my hand on this day today. Today, the Father instructs us to accept the forgiveness that heaven has to offer here and now. In a godless world, disobedience is an inevitable part of everyday life. When it comes to you, my objective is not to condemn you but rather to forgive and to heal. Your decision to forgive yourself should be your top priority. In the same way that forgiving people who have wronged you requires a multi-step process, forgiving yourself requires the same practice. In one season, you could be able to walk free, but in the next, you can find yourself burdened down by condemnation. It is imperative that you do not permit the weeds and brambles of self-hatred to bring the budding sprouts of my loving kindness to a halt. Receive the healing balm of my Spirit, which repairs and mends your soul in the areas where the wounds caused by condemnation have disfigured your inner man. Be forgiving, let go, and bless those around you. Forgive, let go, and make room in your heart to receive the blessings that heaven has to offer. Despite the fact that David was a man after my heart, he was involved in a plot to commit murder and to steal the wife of another man. At a certain point in his life, he had the opportunity to feel my compassion extended to him, and he was able to appropriate forgiveness. Take heart, even if you may feel as though you have made a mistake and gone past the point of no return. To the depth, the breadth, and the height of my love, I praise you today in spite of the fact that you have struggled with a number of shortcomings. When you come to me without making any excuses, when you come to me without making any accusations against other people, I will gladly set the garment of righteousness upon your shoulders and the signet of my acceptance upon your finger. Have mercy on me. Release yourself. Allow yourself to freely receive what other people are reluctant to extend to you, even yourself. This day, I release you from the burden of being rejected and condemned. On this day, I bring you back into complete communion with me, says the Father. If you place your faith in me, the Father assures you that you will never feel embarrassed of yourself after doing so. Due to the fact that I reside within you, the possibility of failing is not a present. When you pay attention to my voice and respond to leadership, I will always cause you to move forward into triumph, victory, and deliverance. When I determine whether or not you are qualified to receive the requests of your heart and the desire of your cry, I do not look at your history, rather, I turn to the cross and the righteousness that was granted for you by the purchase price of Calvary. The crimson flow that was poured out for you 2,000 years ago is a free gift that fulfills the requirements that religion requires you to earn via moral endeavors. When it comes to the yearning of your deepest desires, my ear is finely attuned to them. Permit me to refine you and bring you into my image as a cherished child of a loving Father, even in this very moment. Be conscious of the fact that it is a waste of time to attempt to persuade me to respond to you or to find a way to overcome my reluctance to take action in your defense via the use of eloquent prayer. Before you ever ask, I have already answered all of your questions with a yes and an amen. My mission is to rescue you from the trap that the adversary has set up for you to fall into. You will be able to escape from the pit that was prepared to hold you hostage because they will collapse into themselves. From point forward, this will be my policy toward you, regardless of whether or not you make mistakes or get it incorrect. In this way, I demonstrate what it means to love without conditions. If you align your thinking with this comprehension of my loving kindness, you will have a better grasp of my mind toward you, and yes, it will also be toward those who are in your immediate vicinity. What the Father is saying to you today is that you should make my voice the guiding principle for every choice you make. In the same way that a locomotive travels forward according to rails and tracks that have been built out for it, your existence moves forward in dependence on my voice. The way forward is unquestionable. The way is unmistakable. Neither the variance nor the deviation exists. This is the way forward for your life, and the word that will lead you to the fulfillment of your deepest heart's desire and your most ambitious dream. My voice protects you from behind and travels ahead of you to shatter and destroy every impediment and obstacle that the adversary has set up against you. I am shaking, says the Father, and I am bringing change, not to cause you damage but to establish you and put your feet on strong ground for the days that are to come. Your temple, the temple that you are in your person, should be filled with the splendor of God. Allow the narrative of your life to be dominated by my truth and my words, beginning with the hour and continuing through the minute. You must not allow yourself to become contaminated with concepts that do not originate from me. Opinions held by men are nothing but vanity. You will be reduced to ashes and dust if you follow the advice of advisors who lack enlightenment. Establish the foundation of each day on the fact that I am a part of your life. It is important to seek advice that is in harmony with my anointing and my glory. I will uphold you and make your feet to be like hinds' feet on high places if you are willing to walk out in confidence and believe that I will do it. There is no decrease in your presence, rather, you are growing. You are not retreating, rather, you are making progress. As long as you pay attention to and obey my voice, the day is yours, and the war is won, says the Father. I am pulling you out of many waters according to what the Father has said today. Due to the fact that I am supporting and holding you up in the midst of conflict, the adversary will have no reason to rejoice over you. As soon as you call out to me, I will send my healing spirit over you like a breeze of fresh air. I will make repairs, and I will bring you back to a state of completeness and powerfulness. Your grave will be opened by me, and I will bring you out of the rut that life has been for you as of late. I will set your feet on a proven road of forward movement, and I will break any stagnation that you may have experienced. Bars of iron and gates made of brass that had been preventing you from moving forward have now been destroyed. The open door that I have opened in front of you is one that no man will ever be able to close. My favor toward you is of this nature and character, says the Father. This is the nature of our relationship. I have chosen to rejoice over you in prominent ways that the adversary will notice and howl in disdain because I refuse to allow him to affect your life because you are as the pupil of my eye. I have accepted you at a moment that was appointed, and I have chosen to do so in my sovereignty. I will make you feel at rest, says God, and in that location, I will provide you with a place to call home permanently. If you say to yourself, I will not be moved, I will cause you to remain steadfast, and I will surround you with an invincible barrier that will protect you from the attacks that hell will launch against you. This level of favor is not what the councils of the uneducated have always taught, but with regard to the law and the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because they do not have any life in them. I do not place any value on experiencing pain. I do not choose for you to go through suffering. What would be the point of sending my son to die on the cross for you if that were not the case? When you go down to the hole, I realize that there is no profit. In the event that your life is reduced to ashes and dust, what benefit does that bring to my kingdom? Would the dust be able to laud me? Will destruction be the declaration of my truth? Pay attention to my voice, says the Father, since the words that I speak over you today are words of compassion and loving kindness. On this day, I have transformed your grief into dancing and removed all of your heartbreak and despair from your life. As of today, the Father has spoken to you, saying, I have heard your cry, and you are coming out of the pit. My holy oracle is resonating with the sound of your request and petition that you have made on this day. Your hands are being reinforced by angel warriors on the right hand and on the left hand. Your hands are at an elevated position. I will foil the plans that the wicked have put in wait to destroy, in spite of the fact that they speak peace, peace as if they were your neighbor. I will rescue you from the trap, and they will fall into the hole that they constructed for the purpose of bringing about your demise. They will be dismantled, and there will never be another time that they are constructed on your borders or within your bounds anymore. In light of the fact that you are focusing your attention on me in the midst of your sorrow, I have cleansed you and given you permission to walk on the steps of your feet today. My strength is your strength, declares the Father, and my favor surrounds you like a shield. My strength is your strength. Due to the fact that your heart places its confidence in me, I will be your Savior. I am not the one who brought about disappointment, nor am I the one who brought about feelings of dismay or disappointment. I tell you to rejoice in this day, and I suggest that you let your singing be heard. I command you to praise me with all of your heart, without any supposition or conjecture, for the outcome of your situation is certain, and your rescue is coming right away, says the Father. On this day, the Father declares, my fear is innocent. Everything else that causes dread originates from an impure spirit. As of this moment, I am your guiding light and your deliverer. Who is going to take away from you what I have most certainly provided for you? Refuse to give up your peace, for the kingdom that I have created is peace. Do not give up your delight, for the joy that I have created is my kingdom. Never let the adversary or the circumstances you find yourself in deprive you of the sense of entitlement that you have as my loving child. It makes no difference what things appear to be like when viewed as a picture of a specific moment in time. I am the God who knows the end from the beginning, regardless of what happens. I am the one who knows things. While this is going on, you will emerge on the other side without even the odor of smoke on your clothing. This is what the Father has to say, I am the fourth man in your fire. As the ram that got stuck in the bush, I am. The price has been paid, and the path has been shown to be clear. Make progress without relying on explanations, rationale, or man's conception of what will occur in the future. One must be willing to be ignorant. On this day, I will cause you to go forth with peace, and I will lead you forth with delight. You are currently in the fast lane of circumstances that I have organized for you for this day. Do not be disheartened. Refuse to create the view that things aren't working out for your good, since that is the perspective of impatience and submission to what is in place of what I am about to bring about. Refuse to form the opinion that things are coming out for your good. Do not be concerned about anything. Always remember to express gratitude. You should be prepared for the unexpected, and you should be aware that I am working out even the most hopeless situation for your ultimate good all the while. Today, the Father tells you that you do not need to be afraid of my judgments. I became your righteousness, your sanctification, and your redemption when I paid the price for your sins on the cross. I became those things in my person. I am this person, and this is the person you see when you open your eyes in the morning. I serve as both your examiner and your qualifier at the same time. Me is the source of your qualifications. This is where your approval lies. Me is the source of your acceptance. When I look at you, I see the Lamb in the same way that he had been killed from the beginning of the world, and in the sight of this, divine justice is entirely fulfilled. Therefore, there is no longer a requirement for you to practice fig leaf religion in order to demonstrate that you are good enough or obedient enough. This was never my choice for Adam, and it is not something I would ever choose for you either. In response to the transgressions committed by man, I came walking in the cool of the day by my voice and by my spirit in order to find a solution to the situation. My presence, and if you make it a point to seek my presence on a daily basis, you will, in a very genuine sense, be transformed. This means that you will no longer be hiding or playing hide and seek. Come with confidence, because when you meet me, you will be like me, and you will not require any human agency or middleman to announce that you are clean, because I am your complete and total sufficiency. Today, the Father declares that the entire globe, including all of its dimensions, is mine. Neither am I keeping anything from you. Any other notion is nothing more than a carefully designed form of deception. In the event that you make the conscious decision to walk uprightly before me, I assure you that I will not withhold any good thing from you. Just as I laid the groundwork for the planet and the oceans, I am the basis upon which your life is built, even in this current circumstance. My goal is not to move the waters, rather, I am putting you in a position where you are on the floods. Your comprehension of that and your acceptance of it opens the door to the path that leads to my very throne. This is an invitation from the government that is freely available to you right now. You should make it a decision to eliminate any instances of vanity and deception from the decisions you make on a daily basis. As a result of my actions, I will make you the object of envy among those people in your immediate vicinity who are not currently interested in my such a wonderful salvation. My glory, yes, my glory will be a covering over you amid the storm, and it will pool at your feet as a reservoir of provision to meet every need. I speak these words with full conviction. In regions where you have previously experienced feelings of exclusion, I will bless you and give you entitlements. Declare to yourself that you are not the excluded, but rather the included and the entitled. Say this to yourself in your heart. The Father states that as a result of this, your shoulders will no longer stoop in despondency and your head will be raised up. The entrances have already been opened. There is no need for you to wait for the door to open. You, in fact, are a door that is open to every good thing that I am gladly pouring out right now due to the fact that you are in your person.